What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Not Another Mountain Bike Podcast. Thanks for joining us today. Luis, how you doing?
Not too bad. It's been so long that I think you almost forgot the name.
I did. I totally did.
Oh my god.
Spokesman. Man, you're nuts, Steve. That's $20 super chat already. Thank you so much. So, yeah. Well, what's new, Luis?
Dude, I mean, when was the last time we did one of these?
Before Sedona.
Yeah, it's been a while. Sedona, what'd you think about that?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I wish my shock was properly aired up, and it would have been a lot more fun, but...
Yeah, I bet. Well, if I didn't go OTB on Highline, I think it would have been a little more fun for me as well. Oh, man.
What's going on, Pat? You know, I want to go to the March one. I'm not sure yet. I think I might have some conflicting schedule issues there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out. Not sure yet. Minneapolis, Pat. What time is it over there? 7 o'clock here, so it's
9 or 10.
9. Yeah. Crazy.
You just got water?
I just got water tonight. Nothing fancy.
Dude, I just got done having Mexican food and I didn't have any beer, so I was like, I'm ready for a beer.
You're about to have the meat sweats.
No, I just had shrimp tacos. So nice, easy, quick.
Yeah. Easy on the tummy. Not gonna be going to sleep later.
No, hopefully not. So, back to Sedona. What was your favorite part of Sedona?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to say the views. Super beautiful out there. It's so nice. It's definitely an experience that you have to, actually see for yourself. Because, I mean, the whole climb, it was definitely a miserable climb. I'm not gonna lie. It was very technical, highline. And it was the views, like every time we stopped. Are those dogs in the back?
Those are my dogs. I'll be right back. Yeah, keep it going.
Octodad, what's up, man? Long time no talk. How's everybody doing tonight? Better now that Mr. Spokesman over here has got a couple beers in him, huh? Cold. Oh, man. Are you guys having a big storm over there, or is it just normal stuff? Octodad says dry. New Zealand's hot. I would have figured New Zealand was cold. Are you guys on opposite seasons?
My dogs knew I was home and they're all pissed off.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be right in here. Oh, Octodad. Okay, yeah, summertime. Dang.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds about right. Yeah, I'm going to be right in here local. I'm still getting to know San Diego. So there's so many trails that kind of, well, there's the legal ones, there's the not so legal ones, and sometimes you end up finding yourself on the not so legal ones. So you got to be careful out here. But -1 is normal. Pat Hoffman, that's gross. I'm not a big snow type of person. A little bit of snow, that's great, but that's insane.
All right. Dogs are all happy now. They're not all mad and crying.
Did you put them in the oven?
I mean, they're hot dogs.
Yeah. Wonder if they taste better than the Costco hot dogs.
I don't know. And they're
Those
still
are
mad.
pretty good. Nobody's in there to entertain them.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Golden pup. We've been thinking about getting a puppy, but
Dude, don't do
well,
it. What? Why the hell would you do that?
it's a lot of work.
Exactly.
It's definitely not work, you know? You get home and you're like, oh, it's like almost like taking care of a baby.
No, it is taking care of a baby because they need just as much attention.
Yeah, that is true.
That's right, Pat. Yeah. Let us know how you like those rev grips.
Rev grips for me, awesome.
Dude,
Love those things.
I've been running the Trail One grip since I won them off from Brian on Joe's live stream, and so far
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. I actually really like them.
Huh, interesting.
But I think on a longer day, the rev grips will definitely be better.
Yeah, so right now I have the PNW ones on the Trek, and I've been doing a lot of just XC gravel grind rides, and they work all right until I start getting into some like chattery little, or the dirt roads start kind of eroding a little bit. Then I could feel it. I'm like, oh man, what's going on here? Well, it's probably the fork I'm not used to.
That too.
And then the grips, the whole combination of everything is just hurting my hands. I was like, man, I'm so weak sauce now, spoiled.
Well, it'll be interesting because I've told you, let's get everyone's opinion on this. I think I'm going to do a series. My wife has a GT Laguna Pro, and I think I'm going to do an upgrade series on it. It's a budget entry-level hardtail. I think I want to go through and do a series on it of just upgrading all the parts on it because I think it could be super capable. I mean, it's got a tapered head tube on it, which is something you don't really see very often. Yeah.
Are you sure it's not what they call a vapor?
No, I think it's supposed to be tapered.
Huh. Interesting. There's a YouTuber. Dang, what's his name? But that's all he does is he kind of upgrades Walmart bikes. He'll go and buy a Schwinn and be like,
Was it
look at this thing.
Evan? Evan's MTB saga?
No. Oh, it was Kev Central.
Okay.
Yeah, that dude, he's done a lot, and he'll kind of rate everything. He'll do in pieces, and be like, hey, how's this fork? And I don't know how all these people find this thing on Amazon. I am horrible at finding things on Amazon. I guess I'm not just, very, very patient with trying to hunt parts down. But this dude will find like, $120 fork. It's an air fork. And you're like, what the hell?
Dude, Seth, I watched a couple of Seth's videos and he had those.
Yeah. I think they're just getting more popular, Now that we're not getting all that stimmy money, everybody's like, oh man. All right and dirty. And
Eric, I'll tell you what the algorithm loves is Costco bikes. Dude, that video is just I can't believe what it's doing. It's insane. I think it's up to like 82,000 views right now in less than a month.
Yeah, that video is only what, 2 weeks old? 3 weeks? That's like 3 weeks now. Right?
It's almost a month.
Yeah, that's nuts.
What's up, Debbie? Dude, you know what? I will give full credit for the title to Shane the Crashing Dad.
Oh, he hooked it up, huh?
He gave me the title and I ran with it and I added just the extra part on after that and it's just been doing crazy. Marty, it's this Costco bike has me sold. And it's gone nuts and it's awesome. I love it. It's brought so many new people to the channel. I mean, 250 in the last week for subscribers.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Dang, that's intense. No pun intended.
Actually, I have that. Man. Where is it?
Yeah.
There it is.
Nailed it. Oh, man. Yeah, where's everybody riding this weekend?
Well,
I've been out of it. Uh,
slacker.
Mark, the segment has he invited me to go up to Corona, but that's so far. It's not too far, but with traffic on the way
Yeah.
back, yeah, man, that would be like an all day thing. So I think Sunday I'm just gonna head over to Vale and knock out some laps. That should be
I'll,
fun.
I'll try and join you. I don't know. I just, right now, gas just sucks so bad. And I've got like
Jeez.
2 trips planned in succession of having to go to like to Torrance and then West Covina. It's like, oh, it's like that's a tank each at least.
Yeah, West Covina is pretty far.
Not, West Covina is close compared to Torrance.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you, Eric? Do you really miss Cali so bad? I mean, we
Oh
have
man.
some good stuff, but I feel like you have a lot more good stuff over there.
I think it's just always nice to have variety, you know?
Yeah,
That's
I
definitely nice.
I
Sky Park is
do.
open. Yeah.
It is.
It's man, I've been seeing some clips from people riding Sky Park and again, it's far. It's definitely an all-day thing, but it is Sky Park. It's definitely fun.
Oh yeah.
So, should plan on that here hopefully next month. Next month.
So speaking of what Marty's putting here, try MTB hitchhiking. My buddy, we're gonna have him on in probably on the next show. This dude is doing the what the hell is it called again? It is
Oh, we
the
talked about it
Hurricane
earlier, too.
300
Yep.
bikepacking race. It's 364 miles and about 7,000 feet of climbing, and it's straight. You do that straight. I think he's estimating to do like 30 to 40 hours on the bike straight.
Yeah, to finish in time. Because they have a time limit, right? Is it in stages or is it just
No, there's no
you just-
stages. You just
you just
start and then
go.
you end. Yep.
Oh man, that's kind of gross.
Yeah.
I was wondering. Yeah, I was wondering what he was doing because I had seen on his Instagram, he posted a picture of him packing
Yeah.
and just he's got like 3 bags on that. I think it's a gravel bike, right?
No, that's his hardtail. It's a
Yeah.
specialized chisel.
Okay, yeah. I saw he had like 3 bags on it and all the
Yeah.
food he had packed. Like, holy crap, that's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
The dude's a beast, though. The dude's definitely
Yeah.
that's right up his alley. I wouldn't
It's funny. Like, earlier this week, he's like, "This was stupid. What am I doing?" I'm like, "It is stupid, but
Definitely stupid.
I can fully understand the challenge of it and why you want to do it because you want the challenge."
Yeah, he's definitely one that craves it, and especially has he been racing? I don't think he's been racing, huh?
Not
think-
lately.
I think the whole COVID thing and all that kind of threw, and then him moving. I think all that kind of threw a wrench in his plans. I'm sure.
Yeah, and I don't think he's really enjoying that as much as he used to. Eric, Costco actually let me borrow that bike, so I got to pick it up and use it for a couple weeks, and then give it back. And I'm gonna be picking up hopefully something else here soon. Not sure what yet. Hopefully it's the trail version, which is pretty much the bike I already have, but you know, it's the 29er version. It would be kind of cool.
Is it? I thought it was like a 130.
No, it's exactly our bike, dude.
Oh, never mind. Yep. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Pat, it is. You start on Saturday at 9 a.m. and then they finish sometime Sunday evening. So he's fully expecting to be like 30 hours straight on the bike at least.
That's so gross.
Eric, what's funny is with that bike, with it being Costco, you order the bike online from Costco.com. You can ride it and then return it like whenever you want and basically get a full refund because it's Costco.
That's awesome.
And
So they still do the Costco.
the full Costco return policy.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was at Intense, I actually saw the line of bikes that were all returned. It was
Oh
pretty
my God.
interesting.
People are probably like, "Oh, I paid too much for this thing, and I'm not going to use it as much as I thought."
You know, a lot of them just never even got delivered.
Really?
Yeah, so I mean, like,
Huh.
if it
Okay.
got sold and it didn't get delivered properly,
Yeah.
it would just get returned back to Intense.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Marty, like I just mentioned, to have that GT Laguna for my wife. I mean, it's a decent hardtail, but as far as an e-bike goes,
I
that's
mean,
a tough one.
yeah, that's not a bad idea. I was actually thinking about that, get my wife an e-bike so that way we can go on a ride and, ride a little longer because obviously if you don't ride a lot, conditioning is definitely a thing. So, but yeah, my wife basically just uses my son's bike or the Trek. They both of those bikes fit her, so kind of works out.
Nice.
Definitely. I have something in the stable for everybody.
Exactly, Marty. You got to make sure the e-bike also fits you so it gets used
That's
properly.
that's just you thinking 10 steps ahead, bud, you know what I mean? Make sure it's the color you want and exactly the one that you want also. Just so that way both of you get the most out of it.
Yeah, it's like I kind of want. I think I definitely want to try out the taser for a little bit and see how that goes. That would be interesting. But I don't see that I really need it, especially right now. I mean, dude, since Sedona, I've gotten a lot stronger since Sedona.
Yeah, I've definitely been doing I've been doing all this gravel grinding here. And I remember doing a race in this area 2 years ago and I just got smoked. It was ridiculous. And now I feel way better. I went out on a today it was a 12-mile ride and still went to work. Felt perfectly fine. I wasn't super blown out or anything. I just made sure to eat afterwards. Uh, and yeah, I've been just surprised by the fitness level just getting better. So, but I am glad that I got the Trek back up and running because I wouldn't want to be putting all these miles on the primer, you know, on the drivetrain and the suspension. It's just not the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. That's why I ended up buying some those Kendo Sabers. And by the way, putting those on was a pain. Those things, it's like putting a rubber band on. They're so fluffy.
Yeah.
They weigh nothing. I had to blast them with my air compressor just to get them to seat. I was like, man, what the heck? I was in here cussing up a storm. It's ridiculous. But now they're on and thankfully holding air. That means I didn't jack up the tape.
Yeah.
That's a plus.
Pat, that is the e-bike I would really want to own is the Orbea Rise. I think that is what an e-bike really needs to be. I think that thing's awesome.
It is a really. Have you seen one in person?
I have. I saw Nick Despers's over at the
Yep.
bike shop, and it was just like, this is pretty. I like this.
Yeah, that sucker's just winking at you. When I was it last weekend, I rode down in San Diego, and one of the guys had an Orbea e-bike. Oh God, it's just such a good looking bike. Everything's just very subtle about it. It doesn't have a giant down tube or anything crazy. It's just very, very nice e-bike. Super impressed. Feels like a regular bike until you climb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see that.
I bet. Does it feel more planted on the downhills because the weight? I feel like the weight of it would kind of help track better on the trails.
I think it should. I mean, it is a little bit heavier. I think it's still like 43 pounds.
Yeah, it's a smidge heavier, but I definitely feel in tune with your suspension. It would definitely help track better, unless you are purposefully trying to get some pop, off lips and stuff. I hear the
Daddy, I'd say if you can get on one, definitely check it out. What you said is spot on for that bike.
Yeah.
And for people who are listening to the podcast and not actually here on the live stream, she said, I hear the Rise is lighter than all the other bikes, and people say it feels more like an acoustic bike than a heavier feel of a bigger battery bike. I'd love to demo one. And yeah, I mean, I'd love to get on one of those things.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't even, like I was saying, it doesn't even look like an e-bike. You know, it's just hard to explain. It looks more like a normal bike than
More like
an
a
e-bike.
quote unquote acoustic bike.
Yeah, acoustic bike. But
Dude, I'll be honest with you, dude. Like, since I threw on those XC tires on my primer, I don't know. I don't feel like I would need one.
yeah, and it's funny because same thing on the Trek. I don't remember it being such a good climber.
That's
I don't
because
know
you
what
put on those super light tires.
Yeah, those super light tires, and in combination with the wheels that I had previously got, I was like, damn, it flies.
I mean,
Super
I
nice.
definitely feel like the braking is not as aggressive, but as far as churning goes and cornering
Yeah.
out here, I haven't had any issues.
There's a couple spots where I hit a good little downhill with some like sweeping corners that it does break loose a little bit, but it's nothing that would, you know, stop me from going at that speed, or I would have to drastically slow down. I'm still able to corner. It just takes it's, you know, get your finger off the brake and lean the bike pretty much.
I'll tell you what, though,
Later.
actually, with that rear tire being able to skid around so much, it was actually really fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I forgot, you know, I hadn't ridden the hardtail in forever. And
Right.
the first time I went down on that thing, down the hill, and the rear end started skipping, I was like, oh my God, what is going on? And then, you know, I was like, I missed this thing. And I just started pedaling harder because I forgot how fun it was. You know, it's nice having that full squish, but sometimes just the sketchiness of riding that hardtail and then hitting those bumps in your rear end just floating all over the place. I was like, oh man, this is fun.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I think one of the reasons I wanted to do an upgrade series on the wife's bike is so that I could take it sometimes.
Well, duh. I mean, someone's got to test ride it,
Yeah.
make sure
But-
it properly functions.
I mean, I was looking at like Seth's videos recently where he put on like $40 cranks off Amazon. And it's like, well, that's worth a shot. I mean,
Yeah.
for what my wife's going to do to that bike, I
Yep.
can't see her breaking them.
No. Yeah. So actually,
Hardtail for
my-
life. Or
my
dropper,
kids-
definitely.
do you run a dropper? Yeah. Oh yeah. I was actually debating. I'm like, oh, I could save some more weight, you know, taking off the dropper. And then I went down that steep hill, and I'm like, nah, that sucker's staying.
Yeah.
I was like, nope. Because I was like, maybe I should go full, like, just everything as light as I can, like no dropper. I'll bring the rotors down to like, you know, smaller diameter. And I'm like, oh, I'll do that. And I'm like, nah, it's fine. The dropper is definitely. I feel like that's almost a must for the riding that we do.
Yeah.
So, downcountry 29er. You know, Octodad, I agree. That's such a fun bike. A 29er.
I loved it. I fell in love with that bike so much. I had put my primer up for sale because I wanted one of those.
I know. I remember you texting me. You're like, I don't know what to do with my life right now.
It's tough. I mean, having the XC tires on this thing makes it a lot better, but I still wish I could maybe get that 120, 130. I would
It's just-
definitely up fork it to 130, I think.
It's so responsive.
It is.
It's
And it was
just-
nimble.
Yeah. Yep. And that's one thing when I rode the hardtail, I'm like, man, I remember I just throw that thing around like it's nothing. And the intense, I have to muscle it a little bit sometimes if I'm not up to speed. But yeah.
I think you probably could, Marty. I think you could ride that downcountry on it. It would probably be tiring. But I mean, honestly, the last time I went to our bike park, Snow Summit, which is lift access, those trails have so much braking bumps that I was done. Like I was hurting
Yeah.
towards the end of those runs, even on my 150, 140 bike.
Yeah. That good old snow sub. I still haven't been there.
I think it's overrated. That's probably going to piss off so many people, but I feel like it's overrated.
There it is. He said it. He said
I
it.
would 100% much rather go to Sky Park.
I almost feel like you get more fun there.
You totally do.
Yeah. I still want to go just to say I went, give it a shot, a fair shot. So I'm about to sell a bunch of bikes. Well, we all know they're all going to be evil bikes,
right?
So. Oh man!
I say you have it. I saw I put it on your post the other day. It was like, I know what the thing is. You have a problem.
Yep.
You got more bikes than I have in my garage.
That's what we call an addiction.
Yeah.
Oh man. Chunky out there, is it?
Here where I'm at, where Luis used to be, yeah, it's pretty chunky.
Yeah.
It's a lot of rock, a lot of loose rock, a lot of stair-steppy kind of stuff. We got a little bit of everything here. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, and that's one thing I miss is all the chunky rocks and stuff. The trails here, surprisingly, have a lot of little kickers, little jumps. It's pretty chunky in some areas, but you kind of have to go out of your way to find those types of trails. So I'll sell them when I get a new one every year. Well, there you go.
No, every time.
Oh man.
I think next year I will try and get a downhill bike from Intense to borrow, and I'll go hit Snow Summit again.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it would be better.
They'll have all the suspension in the world for them braking bumps.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
So I did Miracle Mile, and I got towards the end of it. I was like, oh, my hands are done.
The rev grips couldn't save that.
No.
That's funny. Oh, man. Very rooty. Oh, man. I rode in this area this past weekend down in San Diego that you go through all these trees and stuff, and you could see the roots kind of exposed. And I'm like, oh, I just picture my back tire just giving out on one of those roots and just me eating it. But luckily it didn't happen. But I mean, the possibility was there. Definitely not used to riding on roots,
Yeah.
With rocks, you just kind of plow over them and hope that you don't get a pinch flat. Oh man, but yeah, those roots are scary.
Yeah. So how are you liking shorts? I have the one taken off finally tonight, and I'm just like, I don't know if they're worth the squeeze. I think they're kind of
shorts. The shorts are something I do just kind of
because you don't actually make real content anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's just something I do when I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh, this is a cool little clip, and you don't want to show the whole thing because it's hard. Writing videos are hard because unless it's a big destination place, odds are it's not going to get a lot of views.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I've had pretty decent luck with shorts. I don't know what it is. Like I posted that one up yesterday, just like whatever, and overnight it got like 800 views. I'm like, what the hell?
But that's nothing for a shorts, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I've had that one where it was like 2,000 views.
Dude,
like
I have one that I posted as a shorts. It did terrible as a short, but it's getting a ton of YouTube search traffic, and I'm like, why?
Super weird. Yeah,
I'm like, this does not need to be getting this kind of views. I don't want it to. It's like,
yeah, I don't think even YouTube has kind of figured out how shorts are going to work exactly.
Oh, they definitely haven't.
Yeah, so it's one of
That's
those.
like
I think it's a hit and miss.
it's like when you log in, you're like, oh, see if you have YouTube Shorts money, and then you click it, you're like, oh, you didn't qualify. Let's try again next year.
Nice try, big boy. Oh, Pat, I have 3 layers on. Yeah, I had to wear a base layer today on my little gravel grind ride. It was quite
Dude,
free.
I will say in the morning, it is cold. And I do actually have the colder gloves from Hand Up,
Yeah,
and these things save me.
really.
Like my hands are, I still get back and my hands are kind of cold.
Yeah, I haven't been riding in the mornings just because of time, but during lunch is my big ride time. So right now it's with the Santa Ana winds are coming in, so riding has been difficult because you think you're on a downhill, but you still got to pedal to go downhill. That's how strong the wind is. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. Pat, actually, we can still wear shorts during the day, but in the morning it's definitely cold. I mean, here it's been like 40s here in the morning. So
It was like
pants are better.
35 this morning. Yeah, it was like 30, 35. Even my daughter was like, "This is ridiculous." She had to go back inside and put on another sweater.
Dude, so I
But
ride Austin to school every morning on the bike, and Austin's like, he asked Amy last night, like, can we drive to school? I'm getting cold in the morning.
yeah, it's definitely. Mark the segment.
What's up,
What's up,
Mark?
Mark? Yeah, the winds though, they killed the vibes, man. It's
Yeah.
kind of annoying. So I was thinking, I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a road ride at the end of the week. And then I did that one ride. I'm like, nope. Oh, there's no way in hell I'm doing a road ride right now. Screw that.
Pat, that sounds awesome, man.
That's
Not,
disgusting.
yeah, I was gonna say not really. You know what? I don't know. I don't know what's worse. That weather, -3, -16, or 120. Or
I'd rather.
125.
I'll take the heat. I'll definitely take the heat over the cold.
I'll take the cold if it's not snow.
Well, if it's not snow, it's probably ice, bud.
Hey, that means it has to be raining or wet. But you know,
I seen a TikTok today where this dude was walking up to a gas pump and he was like, "Check this shit out," and the whole thing was frozen over, like just a sheet of ice over the entire thing. And he's trying to press the button, but the button ain't doing nothing because it's damn frozen. I was like, "Are you serious right now? That's ridiculous." I'm like, "No, that's a hard
that's
pass."
nuts.
Watching people shovel their driveways, I mean, it hurt my back watching these dudes shovel their driveways. I was like, no, that ain't it. Yeah, I'd rather take the heat for sure.
I don't know, dude. 120, 125 just sucks.
I mean, yeah, but in the desert, it's only that hot for a little while, and then it becomes sort of bearable after a while.
Pat, get some of these. These will help you a lot. I got my buddy Ben a pair, and he lives over in South Carolina, and they had some snow, and he said it helped a lot. The colder gloves,
Yeah.
from Hand Up.
35 is where I draw the line. Yeah, it was like 30, it was about 35 this morning, and that was pretty crappy. I was like, oh, gross. Yeah, but the winds here is, I think, what kills it because it's all coming from the ocean, and you just
Yeah,
cold as hell. You can't. There's nowhere to hide from it here, So you're just kind of stuck dealing with it, and that's when I just hop on the trainer inside and cry, and cry, and then do my 10 miles, and then go shower. Like, ugh. It's like running on a treadmill. It's
it sounds
miserable.
like Ben. Ben had been stuck inside doing the trainer, and he was just like, at first he's like, "Oh, it's not so bad, it's not so bad." And then I'm like, "Dude, it sucks. Trust me." And then like a week later into it, he's just like, "I want to go ride my fucking bike. I'm tired of
dude,
this."
It's just so boring. Oh, jeez.
We are in SoCal. So I'm
Yep.
in Palm Springs ish area. Luis moved over into San Diego.
Yep. So I'm in North County, San Diego. Since San Diego is massive, they decided to break it up in different
So
areas.
are you in like the Wells Vagina area?
No, that's like 25, 30 minutes south of me. That would be the central. Yeah. Yeah, see? He invited me.
Yeah, Mark, it sounds
I
fun. I don't know, maybe. I'm kind of more inclined to stay local this weekend just because I hate driving my truck places because it's so expensive.
should have bought a Prius.
I got the fit, dude, but the fit's
man.
so uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, that gas is definitely it's not fun right now. Definitely not fun. And especially in the mornings when it's cold and the truck is at like a higher idle for 30 minutes because it's still warming up. And my temperature gauge is barely getting up there as I get to work. I'm like, well, that was kind of stupid. Oh, man.
I see. What else are we going to talk about tonight? So back to the mountain bike, the hardtail upgrade. I was probably going to do those cranks. I was going to pick up one of those forks that Seth got for like 100,
Yeah.
125 bucks.
With the gold stanchions, and then he ended up putting Fox stickers on it.
So
What a
this was my
cheesehead.
plan. I was going to get one of those, but I was going to get the stickered stickers for it and go with those
okay.
and put like the Fox suspension on it.
Yeah. Oh, good grief. Yeah, that would be fun. I mean, so my first bike, I kind of did that. It was ironically enough, a Costco bike. It's called a North Rock, I think.
Well,
I
shit,
don't
man,
know.
you should have done a video on it. You could have been blown up.
Well, this was pre-YouTube, and realistically, if I would have done videos on it, I probably would be a hashtag famous about now because this is back, you know, when the bike stuff was still on the super up and up with all the OG YouTubers, and I ended up upgrading the entire thing almost. I remember, except for like the wheels and the frame. I didn't really do much with the wheels, the frame. What else? Yeah, everything else was like I just bought secondhand, and then it got stolen.
And then you bought a woman's bike.
And then I bought a woman's bike, and I freaking rocked the shit out of that woman's bike.
Which
That
you
Trek-
did. I will give you that.
The Trek, man, yeah. Now that I'm running the Trek again, I'm like, man, this is why I had so much fun. It was just a fun bike.
Yeah.
Old girl, old Betsy. Oh man,
I need to. Spoilers. I actually need to work with Mark and get back out and go check out the YT Izzo. That seems like a really cool bike as well.
that's their downcountry bike, right?
Yeah, so it's like 130, 130.
Yeah, yeah. I remember seeing. I saw that on their Instagram when that came out. I was like, damn, that's a good looking bike.
It is.
It's a really nice looking bike.
My buddy Dave has one. Thanks, Pat. I appreciate that. I like doing the product reviews because I can do them in here. I can have fun playing with the camera, and it's a ton of fun.
Yeah, I think product videos are. Well, there's a couple reasons why I do product videos. One, I get new stuff. Win for me, you know.
Yeah.
And two, I find myself YouTubing and Googling some of these products, and I'm like, well, I don't find anything on a certain thing, you know. So I just make the video on it because I'm sure I'm not the only one looking for, hey, does this helmet suck? Or what's up with this? What's up with that? And I think it kind of works out. You know, it's like a win-win. So, but it's mostly I get new stuff, you know, so it kind of works out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was kind of excited to maybe get one of the Intense 951 bike so I could upgrade it and like make it just do stuff to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because right now my bike, my Intense Primer, doesn't need anything.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, remember when I first saw this bike, I was like, man, I'm not gonna do anything to this thing. What am I gonna do? You know, it's got
Fox
everything.
36.
Yeah, I mean, but
But you
realistically,
don't need to.
it's not necessary. You know, yeah, I don't need. Would it be awesome? Of course, but is it necessary? Heh. You know, it's got. Maybe I could get some carbon wheels for it, but
Yeah.
that's honestly it. Maybe what's it called? The GX electric shifter, the Axis.
Access. Okay, that definitely would be an upgrade for you.
Um,
I'm writing the script for that video. That is one of the coolest upgrades I think you can make to a bike.
it did feel good. I mean, because I went from what did I have on the track? I think I had GX, and then I went from the GX to XO1 or whatever the primers got. I remember that one day
Yeah.
you're like, here, give it a try. And then I tried that. I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like this shit just keeps getting better.
It is. It is. It's fantastic because you don't have a cable to worry about. It always works as long as you remember to charge the battery. Like I didn't do that time we went to Sky Park. But
Yeah,
besides that,
besides that one time. Oh man. But yeah, that's I've been thinking about it. But even brakes, I got XD brakes and I think, what I don't need anything bigger than that.
yeah,
So
the orange fork does look good, but I don't know if I like it more than what I did to my orange fork.
it
I
just
think
goes
I
more
like
with your bike.
it does, but now I've got orange grips.
What the heck? Oh yeah.
The Trail One grips are orange.
Yeah, that's funny. The maroon fox fork. I did
So
see that one.
I
fixed that one.
think I'm probably going to do a stickered kit here soon and swap up the decals on everything. I might go back to orange, but I'll probably go with the stickered kit, and because some of his stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And the trail dogs just are always like, dude, you got to get the stickered stuff.
Yeah. Oh man.
The
Dottie,
maroon fork is awesome,
yeah. It is a good looking fork. I saw
but
one.
so is the pistachio.
I haven't seen one of those in person. I saw the maroon one when I went up to Greer that one time. This
Yeah.
past time, someone was rocking that. I was like, damn, that looks good. It's more of a flashy thing, you know. That's like you put your hand over the bike and you just look at the fork. You're like, that's a good piece of meat right there.
Well, it's funny. I think you were up there with me, but I was up at Sky Park, and one of like the big John Erickson, I think what his name was. He's one of like the big guys over at Intense. Came up to me and was looking at my fork like,
Oh
"What
yeah.
fork is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, I wrapped it." He's like, "Oh, that's a great idea."
Yep. Yeah.
And like,
Super
I'm like,
funny.
I had no idea who he was, and like, I was talking to Chris, and he's like, "Dude, that's like one of the main guys of Intense. He's like one of the like the big top people." I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah. Because I remember when he kind of mentioned your bike, he said we.
yeah."
He was like, yeah, we haven't seen anything like that. I'm like, sweet. You know, I didn't think much of it, but yeah, after we had talked about it, I was like, that makes sense.
I mean, he was up there with Jeff Immig.
Yeah. Those dudes were mobbing.
Well, it's Jeff Immig. That dude was
Yep.
mobbing when I was like 10.
Yeah. The green Evo 2. Yeah. Evo 1.
You know what also looks pretty good is the I was talking to Ben about this. The RockShox Sid in the blue.
I'm not a big fan of blue.
What
Yeah, I
do
know.
I need to change this or what,
Obviously,
you got a problem with
are.
it? Actually, I
Pat,
like red.
did you mean the Pat? Did you mean the DVO suspension? Because that DVO suspension. It looks pretty good.
I don't know if I'm sold on that, to be honest.
I don't know. I think it's one of those brands that's underrated.
Definitely.
Looking at Tommy's videos, he runs a DVO fork, and that guy's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's no doubt that that dude does stuff that I never want to do.
Never. Nope. Sometimes I look at that, well, you saw the one with Allen, right? MTV Allen's last one where he rode
Yeah,
with Tommy and
and
said
he's
Reckless
just
Riders.
schooled Alan.
Oh my god! And Allen's a fast dude.
Yeah, he is.
Allen is not slow, and I was like, "What?" I was watching this video. I'm like, "This is ridiculous."
Dude, are you watching Aaron Gwynn stuff on YouTube?
It's a hit. If I see it, it'll pop up. I haven't been catching up much with my YouTube.
The last one he did up at Idlewild on the Project X trails.
Project X.
And that's the one like the last few videos that Tommy did.
Yeah.
Aaron went down that, and you're just like, is this sped up? Holy shit, this dude's mobbing
Yeah.
in the snow.
Yeah, it's. Oh, I know what area you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so crazy the way these dudes ride. They make it look so easy, You're
Right.
like, no big deal, and you make that same rookie mistake that you did. I remember. I know. I ended up doing, looking at a trail on YouTube, and you're like, oh, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
And then you show up, and it's ridiculous. You feel guilty because you're like, man, I dragged people here with me, like. Someone's
I'm
gonna get hurt.
liable if someone dies.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's right in your own abilities, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
But,
Don't push
yeah.
it.
Yeah, you definitely have to be careful who you see do these trails because I quickly learned that watching the Reckless Riders mob down a trail isn't going to be the same.
No.
Yeah, those dudes are hitting like 20-foot gaps. It's crazy.
I legit don't know if I have any interest in doing something like that. Unless
No.
it's on a dirt bike. And even then, it's like, what?
Yeah. So some of the stuff here, well, in San Clemente is pretty crazy. There's some good gap jumps, and then there's some where I'm like, no. And then there's some where you just need to hit with so much speed that I'm like, yeah, it's a hard pass. I'll go around this bad boy, And then you watch these like 12-year-olds on these, crappy hardtails just flying through the bushes. You're like, holy smokes, these kids are mobbing. Just hitting all these jumps with no fear. I'm like,
Right?
oh man. I was like, yeah, I'm still not doing it.
No. Nope,
Yeah.
hard pass.
Yeah, that's a hard pass. I gotta go work, man. Like,
Yeah. Like, I gotta work for a living. Why would I do this?
yeah, I mean, he'll just go to school in a cool cast and probably heal in like 4 weeks.
Right?
I'll be down for 4 months,
So-
my second time summit, I ran into Tommy in the morning.
Okay. So for people here listening to the podcast, which we actually have people listening, that's actually really surprising. But only my second time at Summit, I ran into Tommy in the morning. Got to ride with those guys for the day. Each run, I was like, tell my wife I love her. What a safe, fun day. Yeah, I those dudes are nuts.
Yeah. And Mr. Segment, he ain't no slouch either. That dude can mob.
No.
So, yeah, it's crazy. And I was talking to you about it. I was like, man, I really want to do this trail. It's one of their previous videos. And you're like, I don't know, man. I'm like, and then I continued watching the video and saw the giant jumps they were doing. And I think that was the video where someone broke their wheel and then someone broke their handlebars.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that was, I know exactly which video you're talking about.
Yeah. And then I'm like, no, that's a hard pass. Like,
I have no interest in doing any of that stuff.
yep. I'm like, nope. I'll just keep my ass at home. But yeah, it's go ahead.
This might be why I've been doing more climbing.
Oh man, I'm just doing the climbing so that way I can not be too winded for the downhill.
I have come to realize this, and I think a lot of people don't kind of get this, is that I really think that if you're stronger on the bike going uphill, you're going to have a much better time going downhill as well.
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, like I've really noticed the difference of being able to get to the top and not be just obliterated and
Yeah.
then just going straight down and feeling fine.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
like I finished when I finished Artsmith last weekend. I was a little sore because that trail definitely beats you up on the last 4 miles, but
Oh, definitely.
dude, I felt good. I could have kept riding.
Yeah, and that's and you're more balanced on the bike just because you're more fit, you know.
Yeah.
I notice that when I do every probably like 3 to 6 months, I do this like really strict diet and workout
Yeah. It's because you got to
regimen,
make your way in.
and well, that too. And I'm like, oh, after I do my weigh in, I'm usually like, oh, let's continue this. And I start doing more and more. And I notice that I just get more fit. I just get way more comfortable on the bike.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's crazy how it kind of pans into that. Oh, Mark's saying, yeah, that was the Area 51 video.
Yep.
Yep,
Like
the dude did a giant gap jump. When he landed, the bar just snapped. It was crazy.
yeah.
The sound it made on the video too was nuts.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's luckily he didn't impale himself or anything. I don't think he got hurt. It was just
He got
scary
cut
as
by
hell.
it. It cut him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the carbon kind of cut his fingers. Yeah, that's one thing that scares me of carbon bars.
Well, I mean, let's face it. Let's be real. We're not doing the shit that they do. We're not
Yeah,
going to
but
break parts like those dudes do.
yeah, but if I go over the bars one too many times, eventually the carbon is just gonna give up.
Yeah, but you're not going to be landing that hard.
Yeah, you're right. Oh
Yeah,
man.
Mario, those dudes are just, they need to be
Yeah.
running like full downhill stuff, like downhill helmets for what they do.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
dude,
one dude
speaking of
broke his
which,
helmet.
oh God,
Crazy.
what about when Zabo crashed?
Oh yeah, and it's funny because that video came out, and I hit up Mark. I'm like, "Hey man, is this the helmet?" Because I've been looking for a full face that I could wear on the trails,
Yeah,
and 790p has that freaking sick looking carbon helmet,
which I'd
and
love to get, but it's not in stock.
sold out. It's been sold out forever. I know Mark had a carbon helmet. I hit him out. I was like, "Hey man, is this the one you got?" He was like, "Yep, it's sweet." And I was like, "Awesome!" And then he mentioned that, and I was like, "Yep, that's exactly also why." You know, just so scary. I'm not the prettiest looking fella out there, but I don't need to get any worse either. Dang.
I mean,
Plus,
I think Zabo was running the Fox Pro frame when he crashed, and that definitely makes you think. It's like, oh man, like that was a hard hit, and
yeah. Oh yeah.
it could have been a hell of a lot worse had he not been wearing it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Full face is, if you can wear a full face helmet, yeah, go for it for sure. But yeah, there it's blending in
It's-
with the red background.
There we go, right there. What's up, Craig?
Oh, Craig's here now. Man. But yeah, so full face, if you can wear one, I definitely suggest it. Just, chicks dig scars. To an extent.
I've got enough of those already.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't need any more scars. It's taken a lot longer to heal now than it used to.
Yeah, dude. When I went OTV in the parking lot at the Cove, I still have a mark on my thigh,
Oh my gosh. Weak sauce.
and I think it took almost 3 weeks for everything to start disappearing.
Man. Yeah. Well, for my OTB at Sedona, my wrist is just now getting better.
Yeah,
I can finally ride without having to wrap it, but for a solid, I would say, almost 2 months, I've had to wrap it. Otherwise, that sucker it was hurting. So, Sabo was using the Troy Lee Designs helmet. Got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Zabo. Honestly, Mark, I feel like Zabo needs to run a downhill helmet for some of that stuff that he does.
All those dudes, chest
Yeah.
protectors and downhill helmets for all those dudes. Oh man, yeah, that's it's just crazy, crazy, crazy.
I'm just glad to see he was okay after that.
Definitely, yeah, man. It's so scary when someone goes down like that on the trail. You know, it's just intense. Like, just I can't ever get that out of my head. Like the possibility of someone just like when you went down PCE, that was scary as hell. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
that was definitely life changing.
yeah, for sure. Definitely not gonna forget that one.
No.
But man, it's just scary.
I'll tell you what though, man. Coming down PCE on the downcountry bike was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I could see how it could be fun. Oh man, good day from Australia,
How's it going?
or is it night there? No, I guess it's day.
It's probably day there because it's night here.
Yeah,
It's
facts.
it's opposite land.
Oh, that's right. Toilets flush backwards, don't they?
I have no idea.
Oh, we're about to figure that out.
That's good. I'm glad to hear you got a new helmet.
Yeah.
3 p.m. Oh, okay.
Oh.
So they're like 4 hours behind
Behind?
slash ahead.
Yeah.
Probably a day ahead and
Day
4
ahead.
hours back.
I'm assuming it's Friday there. Turns out we're at the top of the world. Oh man. Mark said toilets really do flush the other way. Oh jeez. See? Boom. We're cracking some knowledge here. Yep, Friday in the future. Son of a gun.
Hey, can I get the lotto numbers?
Every time my wife and I take a road trip or something, and you know, there's the time change. I it's like an obligatory dad joke thing that I have to be like, oh, we're going back into time. You know, she just gives me the look like, oh, jeez.
Do I hate
Okay.
is when you're on a road trip like that and you're coming back and then like the time resets and you're like, oh man, I actually have an extra hour to drive. Like, you do the
Son of a
math
bee.
wrong and you're just like, oh man.
Oh man.
So Rami, I actually used to have a Kona Big Kahuna, which is probably pretty similar. It was their hardtail that was plus size tires,
The Hanzo?
100 millimeter fork on it, I think.
That was
So
a
it
sweet
might-
little bike you had.
It was. I kind of regret selling it, but I also don't because I don't think I could ride that bike like I used to. Not with my finger being this way.
Yeah. Lost some grip strength there on that chubby little guy you got now.
Yeah. Now I got to use my strong hand.
Use the strong hand. Looking at getting a hardtail. Okay.
Process 153 DL. What is that? That is that's a longer travel bike, I think.
Yeah.
Mark's got a question here. If you guys were not sponsored by 790p, what would be the next best helmet for you guys? Full face.
Ooh, full face.
So, my new half shell that I picked up recently is actually the Fox Speedframe Pro MIPS. And I'm actually absolutely loving this helmet. It is probably the only helmet I've had that I don't look like I have a giant thing on my head. It actually fits nicely.
Yeah, that POC you had was massive. You look like a damn stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper.
But full face, I don't know. Probably Bell makes one that has the detachable jaw.
Nah, no,
I'll,
I'm not a fan of those.
no, I thought it was. I always thought it was kind of nifty. So I'd probably end up going with one of those.
Everyone I've talked to who've had something like that, they never actually detach it. It's always got the bar on it.
Yeah, like if anything, if I had to have it while climbing, I would probably just take the chin part off, and then just slap that sucker back on.
I would say full face. I think I'd still go pro frame. I mean, I actually still love my pro frame. It's been a great helmet to me.
Yeah. Ooh, it rattles. Yeah, that could be really annoying.
I've been interested to try that out, the drop frame. That thing it's like a pro frame, but like no front.
Oh, yeah, that's the 3/4 helmet or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting one of those for a while, and I was just like, I don't know. I feel like I would just go with the full Mamba or just the half shell.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it might be too hot here for the drop frame.
Yeah, it does get kind of toasty.
I am going to do a review on the speed frame. That thing it's my new favorite helmet. Did you order yours?
No, I've been eyeballing
Slacker.
it. I know. I've been doing some more research. You know how it is.
I
Pat
told you
says
I
it.
like it. What more do you need?
Oh Lord, gross. No. Pat says he had. Oh, that's the one that you had, right? The POC Kestrel? Or no, you had the
No,
Portal.
not the Cordal.
Cordal. Whatever, weird names. But yeah,
Very.
I was thinking about getting the POC. I think you just ordered yours one size too big.
Honestly, I think I did, but I think it still would have been funny looking. Too big.
Yeah. It was a giant. Remember I told you that? I was like, man, that thing looks massive. You're like, no, it's average size. The one time you would hear that and you should take advantage of it. You didn't. Good grief.
Okay, how can you not when you say something like that?
But I'm waiting on 790p to, if you guys are listening, I hope you guys do, need to put that sucker back in stock.
See, my thing with 790p on their half shell helmets, I wish they had a higher end half shell.
Agreed. I think they only have 2 options for mountain biking.
Yeah. There's like a $59 one and a $99 one.
Yeah. I think they have their own version of the MIPS that only comes in their full face.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. But they also have that carbon one in white and blue. If it was white and red, I would have bought it already.
Yeah, because we know how much you hate blue.
Yeah, facts. Definitely would have bought that sucker already. So,
Pat, they do not. They only have full faces and half shells.
Yep. Yeah, their half shells though they got back in stock last month.
Yeah,
so
I think something like that. If they're not sold out already.
Yeah, I think last I looked was last week, and I think they still had some in stock, limited sizes, of course, because the market. But
they're clearancing out a bunch of some helmets. What's up with that?
Huh? Probably coming out with new stuff.
Maybe.
Everything's behind right now. It's ridiculous.
My family's home. I can hear them. No, they're still in stock.
Are they? Yeah.
I would like to get Austin a full face helmet because that boy is getting crazy. Pat, honestly, dude, I buy everything. I've only had a couple things sent to me for free that I still actually need to do a video on. I take that back. Magic Shine lately has been phenomenal. They've been hooking me up with stuff.
Yeah.
One of the first companies to hook me up was Light in Motion, and then I think that kind of led to the Magic Shine.
You are the light review guy.
I guess so.
Yeah, I just buy the stuff because I figured I'm going to use it anyways.
Yeah.
So it's whatever.
I kind of buy stuff just so I can review it sometimes. That's like the Crank Brothers shoes, the stamps, and the mallets. I've got their flats and their clip-in pedals, and I love them both, or their clip-in shoes. When you crash and hit your head or hit your helmet, should you purchase another one? When do you get a new helmet? Yearly. If you damage it, if it's a good crash and you do damage it, and you can visibly see where the foam's been pushed in, you do want to replace it.
Absolutely.
I probably try to replace the helmet every 2 years just because.
Yeah.
Just because that foam can degrade over time. That's why they put a date in the helmets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I've been really bad. I think I've had mine a little close to 2 years. Actually, no, yeah, I think I've had mine close to 2 years, and that's why I'm kind of shopping for one now.
Now, it's funny. Like in the actual helmet here, it says the date it was made.
Yeah.
Which was February of 2021.
Yeah, but that's something that you definitely want to replace every once in a while.
So I actually, when I crashed in the parking lot, I did actually dent this helmet.
Oh my God.
But
Of course.
it's over here on the corner. And I kind of just felt like that's a spot that's not really that going to be that big of a deal. Wow, that's a lot more dented than I thought it was.
Well, looks like someone's going to have to buy a new one.
Hell no.
And if you do, usually companies have a
Crash
like
replacement.
a crash replacement where they hook you up with a little bit of a discount.
Yep.
So, how did you hit your temple? Yeah, how did you hit your temple when you went?
I scorpioned. I went OTB, and the bike came up over me and hit me up inside the head.
That's how that happened.
That's what happens when you're dicking around in the parking lot.
You got a good stretch then, huh?
Still clipped in.
Oh man, that's hashtag funny, not funny.
Well, I think we should start wrapping this up. I got my family home, and I need to start reading a bedtime story.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Well, guys, thank you everyone for joining us today.
Much appreciated.
We're gonna try and get back into doing this more regularly. Like I said, we're gonna have probably my buddy Ben on in a week or two, where he can share his experience of his 364-mile bike race. Crazy, yeah. That'll be a really interesting story to hear. Yeah, everyone have a good night. This is MTB Rad Dad sign off. Make sure you go check out Luis's channel. Let's get him some subscribers. We'll see you next time.
Speaking of, hold on. You forgot to mention that we're slowly going to merge this. Yep.
So we're actually going to continue to do the live streams on this channel, but I'm actually going to download them and upload them over to a new channel. A actual dedicated, not another mountain bike podcast channel. So you'll be able to go there and watch the replays, essentially.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Got it. Nailed it.
Yeah. All right, guys. We will see you next time.
Peace.